The Road to Health Happiness with your host, John N. Gilvey.
My name is John Gilvey. I have with me today as our guest Marianne McDermott, who is a registered nurse associated with Bayshore Community Hospital in Homedale. The occasion, we're going to talk to you about Hospital Week, which starts Sunday, May 6th, and then we're going to talk to you specifically about nurses in our community and nurses in the country. Marianne, we know that you've been a nurse for a long time, and much of your time has been spent in the Monmouth County area, but we'd like to know where Marianne McDermott, RN, started. How long have you been a nurse?
I hate to admit it, but 25 years. I started in Jersey City. I'm a graduate of St. Francis Hospital.
Oh, yes, yes. I was associated with a hospital in Hoboken. I was chairman of the board of St. Mary's Hospital in Hoboken, which is the next door hospital to St. Francis, and I know of the great work that they did there, and their school. It seems to me as if many of the nursing schools have sort of fallen by the wayside. Does St. Francis Hospital still have the nursing school?
Yes, they do.
They do. And about how many girls how many girls were in your class?
Well, at the time, I think there were 22.
22. Mm-hmm. Would you have any idea how large the classes are now?
Well, we just recently had our 25th year reunion, and I believe Sister was telling us there are about 98, 110.
Well,
so it has really grown. They have a new nursing school building, which they just put up a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And I'm a fan myself of the nursing schools.
Yeah, well, I would certainly imagine you would be. The course then was, what was it, 3 years?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And in the course of that 3-year time, most of your studies or work were actually laying on of hands and participating in caring for patients. I noticed, and we had commented before we went on the air, that you hardly see the girls wear caps anymore. But I know then it was quite a ceremony, the capping ceremony. And each of the caps that were worn by the various nurses were significant of the hospital or the school that they had attended. But of course, it doesn't make any difference whether you wear a cap or not. The service of nursing is a dedicated one, and certainly one that, for some reason or other, for a period of time, there was not a great deal of girls going into nursing. Has that changed any to your knowledge?
Well, I think there was a period when there were quite a few girls going into nursing, and then somehow along the way, it stopped.
Yes.
So right now there is sort of a little shortage of nurses.
There is, and
yes.
it still prevails.
Yes.
Well, tell me, with regard to the shortage of nurses, before you tell me about that, I'd like to know how a nurse determines in the course of her preliminary training what is the particular area of specialty that she would like to spend her nursing career in.
Well, I did start out with pediatrics because I just love the little children.
Yes.
And then there was so much sadness for a period of time that I did switch to medical surgical nursing. But I really didn't, that wasn't my first love. I really cared for the children. So eventually I went back to it.
Well, you're in pediatrics at Bayshore Hospital.
Yes, I am.
There seems to have been a trend the past few years to make things a bit easier for the pediatric patient, to make the pediatric patient feel more relaxed. having had 4 children, all of who have spent time at one time or other in a hospital, I notice how different it is. I notice, for example, that the nurses, many of them do not wear white. You wear, and supposing you tell us a little bit about that,
well,
and what effect it has.
Mount Sinai a few years ago did a little research, and they found that the children related better to the nursing staff if they wore colorful street clothes or smocks. And Mount Sinai did start wearing the street clothes. But most hospitals in this area and in other parts of the country sort of let the nurses wear colored smocks along with white pants. And it does work out well. Children, somehow or another, were frightened by the white uniforms and the caps. It was associated with the hospital and with injections and painful treatments. They're a little better, but I won't say much better, because after they're there a few hours, they know what you're there for. And it does take a lot of talking and a lot of stimulation with the children to get them to be cooperative. It really does.
Well, it certainly is to their advantage, and of course they don't understand that. But I have another example. I have a young grandchild who looks at me and goes into a fit of crying when he sees me. And we have 8 grandchildren, and this is the only one that does that. And I'm wondering why, and I found out very recently that I look very much like the doctor.
Oh my goodness.
And the poor guy, the minute he looks at me, he goes into a fit. But I've noticed that this has a definite effect on the children, and one that's beneficial to everyone, to the people who have the responsibility of caring for them. One thing I would like to ask you is, you know, when you're involved in a thing for years, as you are, you suddenly become an authority to many people. You become a role model, as they say these days. If a young person were to ask you for some recommendations or suggestions as to how they could pursue, or should they pursue, the field of nursing, what would be your answer?
Well, that's a little difficult question, but first of all, I would have to tell her that she would have to love people, because when you're dealing with sick people, their personalities aren't like they would ordinarily be, and you have to be kind, understanding, patient. You would really want to be a giver, not a taker, because I think nursing is mostly giving. It's giving of oneself. Then I would suggest if they have all those qualities, they should take a college preparatory course in high school, at least get the basic subjects that could enable them to get into a college program, chemistry, biology. Then I would suggest a 4-year college program with a Bachelor of Science degree. Even though I'm a fan of the nursing schools, to achieve any further goals in nursing, you must have your degree, you know, to advance.
Yes, yes.
I really feel that if they want to go into nursing, they should try to pursue those avenues.
Well, in the field, quite generally, let's assume that this girl has accepted your recommendation or suggestion and has taken the subjects and everything and has graduated. So now we bring her to the point of where she's RN, registered nurse. And I think you know my feeling. My feeling is basically there's hardly a profession in the nation, and there are many, many professions. There's hardly a profession in the nation that's more rewarding to a person than the field of nursing. There are many, many that deal in the health field, that deal with various phases, but the field of nursing. But what is beyond that of RN if a girl has the ambition to go beyond RN?
Well, Mr. Gilby, there's so many avenues a nurse can pursue. She could go on further and pursue her master's degree. There's teaching, many fields of health teaching, oncology, administration in hospitals.
Well, the opportunities are marvelous. I didn't realize that there were so many opportunities. We're going to take a break. now, and we're going to come back and we're going to be talking about National Hospital Week and specifically about Nurses' Day.
We're that neighbor who's always ready to lend a helping hand. We help when disaster strikes. We help when folks need blood. We help the elderly. We help expectant parents prepare for their baby. We help veterans get their benefits. We'll teach you how to check blood pressure. We'll teach you CPR, swimming, and first aid. We're the American Red Cross. We'll help. Will you?
I'm Charlie Voss, a production control coordinator for a computer service company. It's a fast-paced and demanding job, but my ability to do this job could have easily been overlooked. Granted, it's not easy, but 9 years in a wheelchair haven't slowed me down. That's to my credit and to my employers. They knocked down barriers that were in my way so that I could keep moving. That's good for me and good for business, and we need more of that.
We'd like to welcome our viewers back to this show regarding nursing and National Hospital Week. We'd like to invite you to participate and be present at some of the events that will take place starting May 6th at Bayshore Community Hospital. Traditionally, the hospital presents flowers to everyone on the nursing staff, and there will, in addition to that, be a display of historical nursing costumes, nursing uniforms, in the hospital lobby from 1 to 4 p.m. We know you will enjoy seeing these uniforms because they're from Florence Nightingale, Clara Barton, and through all the famous people that have made nursing history. On Monday, there will be a reception honoring the nursing staff. It'll be held in the hospital cafeteria, and the fashion show will also be shown then. Incidentally, we're going to tape the fashion show, and on Tuesday evening, it will be shown on this station at 5:15, and we invite you to tune in at that time. These beautiful uniforms are courtesy of a gentleman by the name of Bob Spetzel. On Tuesday, there will be an Employees Appreciation Day. A special menu will be provided in the hospital cafeteria, and all the employees will participate in a luncheon. On Wednesday, May 9, there will be a consumer education health career program at Lloyd Road School in Matawan. Mrs. Gulfin, who is the consumer education coordinator, will be responsible for that program. And on Thursday, May 10, students from St. John Vianney High School will attend a health careers program at the hospital under the direction of the Consumer Education Department. Bayshore Hospital will also, as part of the National Hospital Week, celebrate Older Americans Day with an array of special events for the patients. This is a very, very good part of the program which the patients, the older patients, will enjoy very much. They have a musical group called Sarah and the Pop-Pops, and it's very appropriate because they're a group of seniors from Cheesequake, and they'll be making their third annual appearance on Older American Days at Bayshore. On Saturday, the Hospital Week celebration will be brought to the community in the form of a health screening fair to be held at Kmart on Route 35 in Hazlet during the hours of 9 to 3 p.m. This is something that the community has always participated in and taken advantage of under the supervision of physicians and nurses from the Bayshore area. All week there will be public health information and professionals available for discussion in the hospital lobby to inform the community on available hospital programs and to offer an awareness of their well-being. Flowers, the symbol of caring, will be presented throughout the week at many of the scheduled events. Marianne McDermott, registered nurse, we're happy that you were able to join us for this. We're going to come back on Tuesday of next week, and we'll be showing the costumes that we referred to earlier in this show. And but once again, I want to extend to you our thanks for being here. We hold you and your profession in the highest esteem. and we hope that some of our viewers heard your recommendation for participation and perhaps consideration to be a registered nurse. Thanks for being with us.
It was my pleasure.